Hi, my name is Marcel. Today I want to share with you how I made this looping animation. The character run cycle animation is not my work, but I made a perfect loop out of it. I created the add-on that simplifies some tasks for making loops. The link to the Raccoon and to the add-on will be in the description. So here I have the Raccoon character. It is rigged. It has animation, run cycle animation. Let's say I want this animation to repeat across the timeline. For that, I need to go to Dope Sheet Editor, Action Editor, and press this push down button. Now I will go to NLA Editor, and here I have this action strip. So let's say I want this strip to repeat across the timeline. Now it's looping, but at the end there is jump. And for my seamless loop video, I don't need the jump. I did the simple operator for that. It is part of the Loopify add-on. So let's say I want to repeat it 15 times. I'll type 15 and press loop. And now it is repeating and looping. But I don't need that quick animation. So I'll type 10 times. And now it looks better for me. And now let's say I want the second character. So I will select all, press Shift D, X, and move it. I will look from the top. Now their animations are synchronized. So I will go to the strip settings. I will increase the repeat and slightly move the first strip. And now I think I am happy with animation. I will close the NLA editor and create the camera. I will press 0 on the numpad to look through the camera, and I think this is bad composition, so I will go to the View tab and check the camera to view. I'm trying to find a good composition for my shot, maybe something like 3/4. I think I am happy with the composition now. I'll turn off the camera to view. I will turn on the Passepartout with this button that I've created, but you can go to camera settings and viewport display and tweak this setting here. I will simplify armature visibility. I will select armatures and go to armature settings, and while holding the Alt key, press display as stick. Now I will create the ground plane, scale it until it fits the view. I will split this area And here I will have the view from the camera, and the other side I will have for a viewport. I will go to shader editor and create a material. And I want to create something like a speed lines. And for that I need a noise texture. By the way, I enabled the Node Wrangler add-on. This add-on comes by default with Blender. You can enable it by going to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and here type Node, and here you will find the add-on. Just enable the checkbox. I will plug the noise texture to the material output, add a color ramp, and turn on material preview. Tweak the color ramp sliders, and the noise scale is too big. I will type 100, and I need a texture coordinate. I'll plug the UV to a vector input, and I need to scale the y-axis 0.04, and now I need to animate the y location of the texture. I will add a value node, write the expression #frame, connect it to the mask node, not add but multiply by -0.003, and plug it to the y-axis. And now it's animated. I think I want to tweak the color ramp to make a lines thinner. Maybe something like that. So now I will plug this color ramp to the base color of the principled BSDF node. I will switch to 3D viewport, turn on the rendered view. By the way, I'm using cycles. And if you will notice that your render result is different than mine, that is because I'm using the ASUS display device. I don't think that you will have a big issues if you have a standard display device or Filmic, but just keep it in mind. Now there is some lighting. That is because the world is not completely black. I will add a spotlight, move it up, and increase the power, spot size, and the blend. And tweak the position and rotation. I think for now this looks good. I will turn on material preview and turn on scene lights and scene world. And now I want to animate camera shake. I will add an empty sphere and add the track to constraint to the camera. I will add this empty as a target. Now camera follows the empty, and I will tweak the movement of this empty. Now I will animate the position of this empty. I'll press I, choose the location, and go to the graph editor. I will select the X location, go to the modifiers tab, and add a noise modifier. Now it's shaking too much. I'll increase the scale and decrease the strength to 0.2. I'll add a depth to the noise and slightly increase the scale. I will copy the modifier by pressing this button and paste it to other F-curves. For now, the noise seed is same for all the F-curves. So now I will start to use the Loopify add-on. I will expand the noise modifier header. And here is the randomize operator. I will press the button. And now the seed for all the selected F-curves is different. But noise isn't looped. And for that, there is a loop noise operator. I forgot to select the X location. I'll apply the looping for that also. And now the motion is looped and the seed for each F-curve is different. I will add a noise to the camera also. I'll go to 3D viewport and I think I will animate only one axis, maybe Z axis. So I will keyframe it, go to the graph editor, select newly created F-curve, go to modifiers and paste the modifier from the clipboard. Again, I go to Loopify tab and randomize the seed. And here in the redo window, I can offset the noise seed more. I think I might slightly decrease the strength. Maybe 0.1. Or maybe 0.05. And the same way I will animate the spotlight. I'll go to viewport and keyframe its location. Go to graph editor, modifiers, all axes selected, paste modifier. Go to Loopify tab, randomize noise seed, offset seed, loop noise. Now I will add a lights that are flying along the road. First thing I want to do is enable the black body for the light. And for that, I need to go to rendered view. I'll go to shader editor and enable the use nodes on the spotlight. You can use the blackbody node, but I need the ACES blackbody node group for my color management settings. I will provide the link to this node in the description. Temperature will be 5000, and I'll slightly increase the luminosity. I think this is enough. And if you are using the standard blackbody node, then instead of luminosity, you should use the strength of the emission node. And now I will create those lights that are flying along the road. I will add the area light, move it to the side, rotate it, and enable the blackbody. Temperature will be the same, and I will increase the luminosity around 15. Now I want to tweak some light properties. Spread will be around 20. The shape is a rectangle. I'll tweak the size of the rectangle. I'll tweak the spread property a little bit. Now I will animate this light. I will switch to Graph Editor, reorganize the UI a little bit, and I will animate it along the y-axis. I will keyframe the y-axis, and move this keyframe until the light on this frame goes out of the screen. Duplicate this keyframe and move it until the light goes out of the screen in the end. Something like that. I'll select all the keyframes and press T and select linear, so it moves with constant speed without easing. And I'll make it faster. Something like that. Now I will create multiple copies of this slide to distribute them along the video. And for that I will use the Loopify again. In the instancing operations header, there is subheader named instancing, and here is the operator named Instantiate object. I'll press this button, and it created a bunch of copies for me. The fit timeline property is checked. And if I look to the redo panel, there is this property named offset. That means how many frames is offset between each object. So now there is 25. Let's say I will type 50. And now there are less objects, and the gap between those F-curves is bigger. So I think I need something like 60. And now there is amount of objects needed for spread their animation across the timeline. But for now it is not looped. For that, here is this fixed looping option. It changed the offset of the F-curves, but it is perfectly looping now. I'll enable denoiser to see the render more clearly. So this is the end frame. Now I will jump to the first frame, and I can see that the motion continues after the end frame. And here is another operator. Let's say if you already have those lights instantiated and you want to tweak this offset and make it looping. For that, here is the shift keyframes operator. So if I press it, all the F-curves jumps at the same position. But if I enable add to existing, it jumps back. I can now tweak the offset. If I enable fixed looping, the offset changed a little bit. And if I add more offset, it will try to make it loop, but in relation to the offset property. And for now, I think that the animation is done. Maybe I could do some more tweaks, but for now I will leave it as it is. For the final sequence, I've made some compositing. I enabled motion blur, added some emission to the eyes, a little bit of lens distortion, and a little bit of bloom. The main goal of this video was to show some features of the Loopify add-on. The link to the add-on is in the description. Try it, test it out. In the future, I'm planning to improve the add-on, add some more functionality, improve performance, and make it more consistent. If you'll have any questions, write it in the comments. I'll try to answer. That's it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video.